Unlike adjust operations, which are intended to provide compact surgical corrective control over the images in your program, style operations are about creating artistic flair. They're all about fun tools that give you a lot of different ways of manipulating the image in ways that are stylistically and artistically interesting. There are two ways you can use them. Right now, I've just selected the sequence style that is applied to every new sequence by default. It's applied at the sequence level, which means that anything I do with this is going to impact the entire sequence, and that's part of the suggested workflow. You can apply a show look via a style operation using all of these tools. You have two things you can do. First off, you could elect to choose a style preset, and the preset browser appears, and I can choose different presets that are available to me that give me different sorts of looks depending on what I want to do. There are all kinds of presets available, but I'm going to go back up to this first cinematic medium contrast look. When I click Done, you can see that this has placed a series of modules into this operation. These modules have pinned controls that show up by default. These are the most important controls for this preset, but a lot of these can be opened up to show that inside they actually have many more controls available to them. So for example, I've got this film look module, and I can adjust the strength of the look. I can dial it up, I can dial it down, I can move from side to side to add more filmic contrast, or just pull it back to have filmic color. And every module has different controls available to do different sorts of things. So Contrast Kit lets me create S-curves. Color and contrast we know from adjust. And flare enables me to pick up the bottom shadows so that I can introduce optical flaring into the image. Now, I'm going to undo all this because the other thing I could do, if I want to roll my own, is to click Style Modules. Now, this takes me to the module browser. And in here, you can see each of the individual modules that are available to mix and match to create different kinds of styles. This is the current list. This list will grow as we continue development over the course of the public beta. So in this instance, maybe I just want to focus on contrast. So I'll select Contrast Kit and click Done. I'll go ahead and make my S-curve. That's looking pretty cool. Maybe I want to compress the range a little bit. And then I decide, you know what, on top of this, I actually really would like to add some color and contrast. So I'll click Done. And with color and contrast, I'm going to warm this up a lot more. And maybe in the process, I'm going to reduce the saturation. Kind of want to fade this out a little bit. So I'm liking how that looks, and at this point, if I wanted to save this as a preset, I could right-click any of the controls that I think are important enough to expose in that preset. In this case, I'm going to choose compression, temperature, and saturation. So when I click in the header to collapse these modules, I reduce them to just the essential controls that I want people to have. At this point, I can click the Save Preset button, give it a name, and click Save. Now the next time I open up the preset browser, I can see in the user presets my Alexis Faded Sepia preset. This is just the tip of the iceberg. There's lots more you can do with style modules, but these are the basics.